Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all my Triamid Yugioh deck profile for January 2020. A lot of you actually requested that I do a Triamid deck profile. I actually didn't know much about the deck at all until I looked into it, and I actually learned a majority of it by playing against it on Duel Links. It's actually a pretty good deck in the game, but wanted to focus on a deck profile for the actual TCG. The main focus of the Triamid deck is to use the different field spells we have for the deck that have different effects based on what field spell is out on the field, to also just summon out and search all the different Triamid monsters we run in the deck, and also focus their plays on the different rock type monsters we can run in the deck as well. Very interesting deck if you're looking for a budget type of deck to run with a sort of different play style than the norm. Definitely one to look into. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So to start off, for the monsters, I run 3 Triamid Master. Once per turn, you can send 1 face-up Triamid card you control to the graveyard, then target 1 set card on the field, destroy it. And once per turn during your opponent's turn, you can target 1 Triamid field spell card in your field zone, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, activate 1 Triamid field spell card from your deck with a different name. This is a quick effect, so it allows you to set up the different field spells, which there are 3 different Triamid field spells we run in the deck, all with different effects. And then also just having different effects as well when you use the different ones. But Triamid Master also having the effect to destroy a set card on the field is very strong, just for being able to take care of a lot of your opponent's problematic set cards and then go for some of your bigger plays in the deck. Very, very useful for sure. I also run 3 Triamid Dancer. With this one, once per turn, you can target 1 Triamid card in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, all rock-type monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. And once per turn during your opponent's turn, you can target 1 Triamid field spell card in your field zone, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, activate 1 Triamid field spell card from your deck with a different name, and it is a quick effect. So once again, it has the search effect for the different field spell, but the power boost helps because it's not until the end of turn. It is a permanent boost gain, which you also have the boost from some of your Triamid field spells we run in the deck as well. So very, very useful there for sure with this. Just having the different options as well gives you more of a defensive play with Dancer, protecting your monsters by raising their attack, making ones also like Triamid Master stronger to use in the plays you want to go for. And I have 2 Triamid Hunter in the deck. Probably want to bump this up to 3. I'll show what card I would reduce in number for a 3rd copy of this if I were to run 3. If a field spell card is face up on the field, you can normal summon 1 rock type monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn, and once per turn during your opponent's turn, it has the same Triamid field spell swap effect for this card. But the additional normal summon just means you can get out an additional Triamid monster and then also have 2 options to swap out the field spell depending on which one you need on the field during your opponent's turn. I wanted to go for the 3 of each. I only had the 2 Hunter, but like I said, I'll show what card in just a bit to take out for it. One of the options you could, I like running it at full power 3, is Triamid Sphinx. With this one, it cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned by the effect of a Triamid card, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. If a face-up Triamid card you control, except Triamid Sphinx, is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, or you control another Triamid card. This card gains 500 attack and defense for each field spell with a different name in your graveyard. Also, monsters your opponent control cannot attack except Triamid Sphinx. So having this card all the way up to 4,000 attack makes it a true powerhouse of the deck for sure, which is very, very useful. Like I said, definitely your boss monster of the deck, very easy to summon out with its own effect and all the different Triamid options we have having them on the field. So I like to run the 3 just so you can special this card out, and then if you've gone through enough of your field spells, you're able to have this card, like I said, be a true difficult card to get over for your opponent, since they can only attack this as well. And I also run 2 Doki Doki, just another rock option with the deck. You can discard 1 rock type monster to special summon from your deck 1 rock type monster that has the same original attribute and level as the monster in face up attack position or face down defense position. You can only use this effect of Doki Doki once per turn. So just giving you that play for an additional monster on the field is why I like to run this, just so you have more link options to go for with your cards. There's also a Block Dragon search that I like with Doki Doki because Block Dragon searches out level 8 in total. So you can go for Hunter, Doki Doki, and Triamid Dancer for those 3-card search using these cards. So going up to level 8 with those is why I like to also include Doki Doki. So you just have the search option for Block Dragon in the deck as well. I also run 2 Block Golem. With this one, if all the monsters in your graveyard are Earth, you contribute this card and target 2 level 4 or lower Rock-type monsters in your graveyard except Block Golem. Special summon those targets, but their effects that activate on the field cannot be activated this turn. It doesn't negate their effects, they just can't activate them this turn. But come next turn, you can use the effects to swap out the field spells on your opponent's turn. So very, very useful there. The restriction is obviously having the only Earth monsters in your graveyard to use, which I do run Gorgonic Guardian in the deck, but that's one play you just gotta go around. Usually when I have Block Golem and I'm going for the setup, by the time I get that setup to special summon out the 2 on the field is when I will go for the Exceed Summon most of the time anyway, and usually only going for extra deck plays when I need them, liking to stay on the Triamid monsters so I can use them with the field spells I already have on the deck to swap out for different effects. And to finish off the monsters, I run 2 Block Dragon. You special summon this card, can't be normal or set, by banishing 3 Earth monsters from your hand and or graveyard. And then when it is sent to the graveyard, you can search your deck for up to 3 Rock-type monsters whose total levels equal 8, which is what I spoke of before with Doki Doki. And then you can even go for Block Golem as one of those targets, and then the level 3 Triamid monsters, or you can even go for the 2 Master. The levels can add up on itself, or you can even search out another Block Dragon if you wish, because it can be the banished fodder for Block Dragon itself as well. And that is it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. For the field spells, I run 3 Triamid Cruiser. Each time a Rock-type monster is normal summoned, gain 500 life points. If a Triamid monster is normal summoned, you can draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. And if this face-up card in the field zone is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Triamid monster from your deck to your hand. You can use this effect of Triamid Cruiser once per turn. So obviously going for Sphinx is a great search for this, but any of the Triamid options you need definitely does come in handy when it comes to Cruiser. I also have 2 Triamid Kingdom. I want to run, I said Kingdom, but it's King Golem. With this one, I want to also run max of the field spells, but was just missing 1 more King Golem. But I'll show what card along with the Hunter. I would to add in a 3rd copy of Hunter and King Golem into the deck in just a bit with these spells. All Rock-type monsters in the field gain 500 attack. If a Triamid monster you control bows, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated until the end of damage step. And if this face-up card in the field zone is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Triamid monster from your hand. So you have the search with Cruiser, the special summon with King Golem. They all work very, very well together, just to have the different options to add back special summon. And going off of the last one, which is Triamid Fortress, which I also run 3 of. All Rock-type monsters on the field gain 500 defense, and Triamid monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. And if this face-up card in the field zone is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Triamid monster in your graveyard, add to your hand. You can only use this effect of Fortress once per turn. So full circle with all the cards being able to add special summon and then reuse from the graveyard using Triamid Fortress. Very, very useful to go all the way around, having the attack boost gain, protection from your monsters. All the field spells deliver a little bit of something different to the deck, which is definitely needed, and the fact that you can swap out from the field spells is why I run max copies of them all in the deck, being the main focal point I would say for sure to use. For a little more added field spell search, I run 1 Terraforming. This is just in here for the fact that you can search out whichever one you need for the play, then easily change them as long as you have the Triamid monsters on the field. I also run 2 Demise of the Land, just having this option in the deck. Very, very useful. I thought of maybe if you didn't want to run 2 Demise of the Land, just because you have to special summon for this card, you can take out 1 and put in a Metaverse instead for the trap option, choose to set 1 onto the field, up to the player at that point with that. I also have 1 Burial from a different dimension just for the Block Dragon banishes with this card, so you can recycle some of your Triamid and Rock monsters back into the graveyard for that. And I also have 2 Twin Twister to finish off these spells. Now, it helps for some back row destruction, but if you didn't want to run the Twin Twister, this can be the spot where you put in the additional King Golem and the additional Hunter into the deck, so you can have max copies of all those cards, and then you would just take out the Twin Twisters for those spots. And And that is it for the spells. Moving on to the traps. One of the very important traps in the deck is Triamid Pulse. Once per turn, you can banish 2 cards from your graveyard, any combination of rock-type monsters or field spell cards, then activate one of these effects. Target one other face-up card on the field, destroy it. Target 1 rock monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position, or target up to 3 field spells in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card. So the great way to recycle your field spells, since you can easily sift through them with all the different monsters we run in the deck that do so. Triamid Pulse definitely does come in handy, being able to take care of your opponent's face-up cards, and then also just having recycle power, and also special summon power for your different Triamid monsters, since putting them in defense can also help boost them up with some of the field spells we run. And I also run 3 Call of the Haunted, just more ways to get different Triamid monsters out on the field to use for your effects. And lastly, I run 3 Rivalry of Warlords, since they are all the rock monsters in the deck. So if you only control one type, you can really shut down a lot of your opponent's different plays. Having you only have rock type monsters doesn't really affect you so much. Just a few of your extra deck plays, but you still have a good amount of rock monsters in the extra deck to go for as well. So Rivalry of Warlords can help shut down a lot of your opponent's plays, but still not affect you too much at all with this deck. And moving on to the extra deck, I run 2 Gorgonic Guardian, a great way to negate your opponent's effects, reduce their attack, and then destroy their cards. Needing 2 level 3 rock monsters to make this. The biggest thing is the affects block Golem with this, but other than that, it's very, very useful. Sometimes if you just have the block Golem, you don't want to use the tribute effect, you can just use it for the overlay with this card to go into. Some of the other generic exceeds 1 Leviair, 1 Super Quantum Mech Beast Grand Pulse, and we don't run as many level 4s, but I run 1 Gallant Granite. This searcher for the rock type monsters definitely does come in handy, being able to search out Block Dragon. Since I don't run Foolish Burial in the deck, just having a faster way to get the 2 Masters on the field to overlay, and then go into Gallant Granite, giving me the search for any rock type monster is a big plus for sure. And then for the Link monsters, I run 1 Mrs. Radiant, 1 Gaia Saber the Lightning Shadow, 1 Barricade Board Blocker. With all the field spells we run, this one's definitely an MVP in the deck. Also 1 Security Dragon, 1 Triple Burst, 1 Decode Talker, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and 1 Borreload Dragon to finish off the extra deck. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Twig out.